I'm Erin Myers. I'm a Balanced Body Master Instructor, founder of Spiral Spine Scoliosis Resources, and founder of Spiral Spine Pilates Studio in Nashville, Tennessee. I was diagnosed with scoliosis at the age of 14, and scoliosis is a sideways curvature of the spine. It was 17 degrees, which was not much, and I went to an orthopedic surgeon's office, and they said, "You've got scoliosis. As long as you don't hurt, we'll never see you again." So I was totally ignored, and that's probably honestly the best thing that happened, unfortunately. Fast forward many, many years after I gave birth to my second son and had written my book, The Beautiful Scoliotic Back, I decided that I needed an x-ray to put into the book before it got published. I got an x-ray, and lo and behold, my top curve was then at 35 degrees and my bottom curve was at 25 degrees. Everything that I had been told and had read said that scoliosis does not progress after you are done with puberty, and that is absolutely incorrect. So that went into my book, and years later, I got another x-ray just to make sure that what I was doing was correct. And as an adult, I had decreased my upper curve down to the teens, and my low curve was below 10 degrees. And scoliosis is not diagnosable unless it's over 10 degrees. So my upper curve was the only thing that I was really dealing with anymore. I was in a pre-professional ballet program when I was in high school, and then when I went to college for business school, I ended up dancing with the Radio City Rockettes, and I danced with them for 2 years, every little girl's dream. It was fabulous until the day before opening show on my first year. I was in such excruciating knee pain that I went to an orthopedic surgeon's office after hours, and they gave me Vioxx and Mobic and lidocaine patches. And needless to say, the manager of the show was not very happy when I went on for the last lighting call before the show opened and was wearing 2 knee braces. So it was a very long first season with the Rockettes. I was in constant pain. I had to ice my knees for 30 minutes after every show, and for a 4-day show, 4 shows a day, it was a very long and excruciating tour of my first year. Needless to say, the manager at the end of the season, despite it being the hardest choreographed show of the Rockettes to that date, said, "You are not strong. You need to go do Pilates before we see you again next year." I was so mad. I was like, "What do you mean I'm not strong?" And sure enough, I went and started doing Pilates and had absolutely no core strength, and soon thereafter, started a teacher training program to become a Pilates instructor. Knee braces got thrown away, all my medications stopped, and that is when I also realized that my scoliosis was playing into all of my knee pain. So I never had an intention of specializing in scoliosis. It just kind of happened. At my first studio, word got out that I had danced with the Rockettes and that I had scoliosis, and I slowly had parents start bringing their children to me who had scoliosis. They didn't know what to do, they didn't know where to go, and they didn't want to do surgery for their children. And so they said, "Will you work with my kid?" And I said, "Yes, I would be happy to, since I'm a scoliosis expert." So without having read scoliosis research or having gone to any scoliosis workshops or anything, just by knowledge of how to put straight lines in the body, I was able to decrease the curvature of some children. And through that, I became aware that I needed a whole lot more knowledge. And that is what started Spiral Spine. More people started coming to me. I would put a book out. People would start contacting me from around the world, and I realized I needed an infrastructure to start helping the millions of people around the world that had scoliosis. There are many different types of scoliosis. So interestingly, scoliosis, the diagnosis, is simply a lateral curve of the spine of 10 degrees or more. That's it. That is what the definition means. Now, how you get to that can come through a myriad of different ways. In my latest book, Analyzing Scoliosis, The Pilates Instructor's Guide to Scoliosis, I list about 50 different diagnoses that can lead to scoliosis. It can be a leg length discrepancy. It can be congenital. It can be how when you were formed in your mother's womb and malformations of bone. It can be through Man, it can be through genetic issues. It can be through instances like polio, and it can come through what we most often call idiopathic scoliosis, which is a horrible name and really doesn't say anything. Idio meaning we don't know, pathic meaning pathology, scoliosis, a sideways curve of the spine of 10 degrees or more. So we don't know why you have a curved spine of 10 degrees or more, is the diagnosis I was given. So through that, I dove really head deep into research, and I've read hundreds of medical research articles because I have this insatiable desire for truth, and I want to know why things happen. And I have been given a lot of information on probably why my scoliosis ended up the way it has, and why many of my clients' scoliosis have ended up that way. So it's important to be able to super sleuth your way when working with a scoliosis client, because where their scoliosis stemmed from is going to really differentiate how you work with them. So a lot of people, when they come to me or when they email me or when they contact me around the world, their goal is, I want a straight spine. And I have to calm them down, and we have to talk about goals. So especially when the underlying factor is oftentimes not known in people that have scoliosis, my goal is to help them change their goal to saying, how about we have a goal of being pain-free? Most people with scoliosis will never have a perfectly straight spine, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. You can live a long and wonderful and happy life with scoliosis, having the goal be pain-free. If your goal is to be pain-free, we can get you there. In the process of getting pain-free, absolutely, you're gonna get a straighter spine and you're gonna get an untwisted spine. But if we reshift our goals, we're gonna have a much healthier mental outlook. Recently, I have had a flood of clients coming to me that have had spinal fusion surgeries. And it has been a long journey for me, regardless of where I stand on if I'm a fan or not a fan of spinal fusion surgery. The reality is a lot of these people were chosen, they did not choose. Their parents chose to have them to have spinal fusion surgery. And they feel helpless and they hurt all the time. And so when you work with clients like that, they have been rejected from every single Pilates studio, from every single physical therapy office, from every single personal trainer. And they say, I doubt you can help me because no one's been willing to help me. And some of my absolute most amazing success stories have come from people that have had spinal fusion surgery, because I can't change what's going on in their spine, but I can improve the quality of their life by getting them pain-free, by balancing muscles in their back, by getting muscles to fire for the first time that were cut through surgery, and by giving them freedom that no one else has been able to give them. And that's pretty awesome. Spiral spine has been a passion of love for me. It has been something that has been boiling up inside me for a long time. I have, oh goodness, I probably have 7 different books that I already have manuscripts for that are going to come out in the next handful of years. I've got tons of workout videos. And my goal is to be able to provide resources for people anywhere and everywhere in the entire world, no matter where you are on your journey with scoliosis, whether that you're a worried parent of someone that just got diagnosed with scoliosis, whether you're a teenager with scoliosis where you're mentally having a hard time dealing with it and you have body dysmorphism issues that you're battling at school, whether you're in your 40s and you've had scoli for a while and your back starts hurting you for the first time, whether you're 80 and you just want to live out the rest of your life in pain-free world, whether you're a practitioner of any form, whether you're a doctor. I can't tell you the amount of doctors in my area that have started referring to me, from orthopedic surgeons to chiropractors to physical therapists, because they don't know how to work with people with scoliosis mentally and physically. That's a hard pill for me to swallow. And I feel like I have to stand up and be the protector of people with scoliosis around the world. I guess it's I guess it's something that I've put on my own shoulders because I haven't seen anyone stand up and do that yet. And my goal is to show people that you can live a wonderful life with scoliosis and it doesn't have to hinder you. So we'll see. Maybe a foundation is in my future too.